Welcome to Frequency Missing. This game is played in landscape mode with the home button to the right. Main menu. Continue. New game. If you start a new game, your previously saved game will be overwritten. Are you sure you want to start a new game? Yes. No. Yes, the game autosaves so you can pick up where you left off.
Oh, my head. What happened? Where am I? It's so dark. Ouch! I'm locked in! Help! Is someone there? I probably shouldn't have done that. If they hear me, they might knock me out again. I hear some rattling. If I feel around, I might be able to locate where that noise is coming from. A screw! I might be able to pry it loose with my hands. There we go. It's still locked. Maybe there are more screws. Another screw! It's starting to give way. Yes!
Chapter 1. 3 days earlier.
April 13th, 8:35 a.m. My first day at work as a reporter for Radio IDUN. Richard would have welcomed me and showed me around, but he disappeared 3 days ago. I'm really worried. Carl might know something about where he is. Hi, Carl. How's it going?
Oh, hi, Patricia. Just fine. How are you settling in?
New at work. It's a lot to process in a short amount of time.
Yes. Something on your mind?
The radio station. Carl's job. I don't think I've asked you what you do around here.
That's all right. I work as a fact checker and audio technician.
What does a fact checker do?
I check that all the facts are correct.
And as an audio technician?
I make sure that your segments sound good on the air.
The radio station. Well, I got a quick tour yesterday, but maybe you can tell me more about the radio station.
I don't know what to say. The building is a bit much for my taste. It was originally built as a royal library, apparently. I'm sure Monica at the reception can tell you more about the station.
The radio station. The chief. The chief has barely had time for me yet. What is he like?
He can be a bit difficult to deal with sometimes. He wants to be one of the crew and make good broadcasts, but he also wants to make his bosses happy.
Oh, he's not in charge?
No, he only runs our department, even if he sometimes acts like he runs the whole station.
Enough about work. The chief. Enough about work. Thank you. Richard. New at work. Richard. Have you read the newspaper today?
No. What's on your mind?
It said the police have closed the investigation on Richard's disappearance.
What? No one has seen him in 3 days.
I know! They claim there's no indication that a crime has been committed. How can they not care about what happened?
I'm sorry. I know you're good friends. Is there anything I can do?
Thank you, but I don't think so. I was so happy when he got me this job and was really looking forward to working with him. Richard's disappearance. Do you know anything about Richard's disappearance?
No, nothing. I was going to snoop around in his office, but someone had locked it.
Do you think there's anything in there?
I don't know. But he spent a lot of late nights in his office. I thought maybe he had left some notes about what he was working on.
Enough. Richard's job. Richard's job. Do you know what he was working on?
Some stories, but nothing that would explain his disappearance. You spent a lot of time together. He never told you anything?
No, but I got this feeling he wanted to tell me something but couldn't. I thought it might have something to do with what he was working on. Enough about Rick. Thank you. Goodbye. Thanks, Carl. I'll see you later.
Goodbye.
Carl, what is that device? It doesn't look like an ordinary tape recorder.
Nope, I built it myself. I use it to edit your broadcasts. It's pretty ingenious if you ask me.
The lobby. The radio station's lobby. Grandiose and awe-inspiring. You can't help but be impressed by it. The radio station's receptionist. Hello, Monica.
Good morning, Patricia. What can I do for you?
The radio station. How many people work here?
Well, we have 60 employees, the biggest and best radio station in the country.
Work. The office. Work. The office. Where does everyone sit?
The management use the top floors, of course. They enjoy the view, you see. Down here's the newsroom. You can find some of the reporters, audio technicians, and the department chief here. Between us and the top, there are more reporters and administrators.
Work. What is everyone doing here?
Well, most of them are reporters like you. There's a lot that goes into making good broadcasts, so we also have several audio technicians and lots of administration.
My job. Do you know what I'm supposed to do here?
Huh, don't you know?
Yes, but the chief just told me to get acquainted with the station.
I suppose you'll start with a few small stories here and there. But regardless of what you get to do, you should be proud and happy you're working for this fine radio station.
Enough about this. Thank you. Richard's coworkers. Richard's coworkers. What can you tell me about our colleagues?
Who do you have in mind?
The chief. What is the chief like?
He's an orderly man that knows how to take charge. But between you and me, he can be a bit grumpy sometimes. Oof.
Carl. The chief. Carl. What's Carl like?
He's a fun guy that gets along with pretty much everyone at the station. Officially, he's a fact checker, but he mostly works on the audio for the broadcasts.
Stephanie. Apparently Stephanie will be my mentor. What is she like?
Oh, is she going to be your mentor? She's pedantic, very skillful, and a respected news anchor. But if you ask me, she can be a bit stuck up sometimes.
Stephanie. Carl. Stephanie. Enough about colleagues. Thank you. Richard's Do you know anything about what's happened to Richard?
Well, not more than anyone else, I believe. The police were snooping around here a few days ago, and I'm reading that they don't think a crime has been committed.
Snooping?
It's good that they investigated, but they could have done it without disturbing everyone. To be honest, we didn't get along very well. He was a very good reporter, but he didn't always think the rules applied to him.
The radio station. Coworkers. Goodbye. Thanks, Monica. The door to the newsroom, where all the broadcasts are made.
Hold it! We're broadcasting live. You need the chief's permission to go in there.
Richard's office. It's locked. Could there be a clue to his disappearance in there? The chief's office. A well-furnished office that smells of leather and cigars. A radio. He's listening to the broadcast from the newsroom. I suppose he needs to keep an ear on things. Excuse me, Chief. Do you have a minute?
Yes, 1 minute. What do you want?
Richard has disappeared. What do you know about Richard's disappearance?
Only what the police have said.
And what is that?
Nothing.
Aren't you concerned about your employees?
Of course I am. There's just not a whole lot I can do about it. We've got radio to produce. I don't have time to worry about something that's out of my hands. I'm sorry, I know the two of you were friends.
But you're the manager. You can't just sit there and hope for the best.
Careful now. Richard's recommendation is the only reason you're here.
Richard has locked office. Why is Richard's office locked?
The police have already investigated it. They didn't find anything. You have to understand, I don't want other people running around in there causing even more trouble.
They must have missed something.
Are you doubting the police's competence? Stop meddling with things you don't understand and go do your job. I don't have time for all these questions.
A radio.
Today's news. The Prime Minister opened this year's environmental summit by
The lobby. The chief's office.
the world leaders meet at a summit on the environment. The conflict in the South is escalating, and Greenwood Steel has a new manager. I'm Stephanie, your host, with today's news. But first, a little music.
A key cabinet.
Get away from there. Do you often rummage through other people's belongings?
The key to Richard's office is probably in there, but I'll never get to it as long as the chief is here.
I really don't have time for you right now. Go to the newsroom. Maybe you can learn a thing or two about live broadcasting.
The lobby. The newsroom. Monica, the chief said I could go in.
All right, just be careful and don't do anything to disturb them.
Today's news.
The
Prime
newsroom.
Minister
Furnishings
opened
are
this year's
simple and
environmental
functional.
summit
It's
by
the heart of the
addressing
station.
assembled world leaders. In a short statement, she later said the future looks bright and that negotiations are moving forward, but it is too early to draw any conclusions. In international news, the conflict in the South is escalating. The mediators believe a solution is in sight, but it will require
Stephanie
all
is in the
involved
speaker
parties
booth doing a
to
live
return to the
broadcast.
negotiating table.
Apparently,
Everyone
she
here
will
at
be my
Radio
mentor,
RDUS
now that Richard
is
is
looking
gone.
for the swift return home of everyone stuck in the area. In financial news, it was announced today that
a
Anderson
large
is the new
switch.
manager of
Do I
Greenwood
dare pull
Steel.
it?
In its statement, he says he wants to work with the
No,
miners to improve
that probably
security
would have
and
shut down the
create a
whole
safer
studio.
work environment with fewer accidents.
A large switch. Do I dare pull it? Yes.
What the heck are you doing?
What are you doing, Butterfingers? You just interrupted a live broadcast.
I'm sorry. I lost my balance and fell on the switch.
Get out.
Probably not the smartest thing I've ever done, but it should keep him busy for a while. The chief's office. This key looks like it could open the door to Richard's office.
I don't care whose fault it is. It's your job to make sure these things don't happen.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. We're working as fast as we can. It's good of you to remind me.
We had some temporary technical difficulties, but they're now taken care of, and we will continue with the broadcast.
Oh, the broadcast is up and running again. I better get out of here.
Today's news. The Prime Minister opened this year's environmental summit by addressing the assembled world leaders. In a short statement, she later said the future looks bright and that negotiations are moving forward, but it is too early to draw any conclusions.
The lobby.
An international...
Richard's office. I hope I brought the right key. Yes! Patricia versus Lux, 1-0. Richard's office. Okay, let's see what you're hiding from me. A stapler, a tape roll, paper clips, and some blank pages. More or less what you'd expect to find on a desk. Nothing here that tells me what happened to him. Richard's noteboard. Nothing of interest there. Hold on. There's a VIP card to the Duke Silverglans Club. I didn't know he was a member there. Isn't that a bit too expensive and exclusive for him? I just noticed that the painting is a bit crooked. There's a safe hidden behind it. I doubt the police would have left it alone if they had found it. I might need some assistance opening it. The lobby. Carl's in my office. Carl!
What is it?
I managed to get into Richard's office. Someone had turned the place over, but unlike me, they didn't find the hidden safe. We have to open it.
Nice! I have an idea. Should we go to his office?
Yes. Yeah, let's go.
Here, take this contact microphone, place it on the safe, and you might be able to hear when it unlocks.
Wouldn't it be quicker if you did it?
You found it, so it's only fair that you open it as well. I'll keep watch and let you know if someone's coming.
Okay, Richard. Let's see what secrets you've hidden in here. So, how do I do this?
With the contact microphone, you should be able to hear the click from the locking mechanism. When you hear the clunk of the locking bar, you should stop and drag in the other direction. I think these kind of locks usually start to the right, so drag to the right until you hear a clunk, then switch directions. Keep doing that until the safe is open.
Yes! Patricia versus Locks, 2-0. Now let's see what you thought was worth hiding, Richard.
What did you find?
A tape. I wonder what's on it.
We better listen to this in our office. Let's load the reel into my tape recorder and hear what secrets are hidden on it.
Well, what's wrong with your tape recorder?
It's not my recorder, it's the tape. I'm not entirely sure how I'll fix it. You'll have to give me a few days.
Chapter 2.
April 14th. The chief has given me my first assignment. I'm to interview Samuel Silverglans about the renovation and development of the Duke Silverglans Club. A lot of members are big shots, my boss among them. I'm not sure how I feel about this, but I'm going to make the best story I can. I'm already on thin ice after that incident in the newsroom. Sadly, I didn't have time to do much research, but apparently Samuel Silverglan's father passed away about a month ago. Oh, wow! Now I see why the club has Duke in its name. This place looks like something you'd find in a castle, with all the leather, mahogany, and paintings all over the place. The club's bartender. Hello, I'm Patricia from Radio IDUN. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
I suppose that's all right. I'm not too busy at the moment. My name's Victor.
The club. So what's it like here? Do you like your job?
It doesn't pay much, but the status you get from working for such a fine establishment makes it worthwhile.
I thought you'd get paid well, considering the high class of this place and all.
You would think so, yes. It started to unravel a bit lately. That's why they're opening a new restaurant, to make more money.
That sounds like an interesting story. What more can you tell me?
I've said too much already.
Samuel. I'm supposed to interview Samuel, but I can't seem to find him. Do you know where he is?
He might turn up soon. There's a lot of work to do before the grand opening.
Buy drink. The club. Goodbye. Buy drink. Can I get a drink?
What are you having?
Gin and tonic. Dry martini. Cognac. Scotch. Cognac. Cognac, please.
My pleasure.
Goodbye. Thank you so much, Victor. A giant man with a stern look. It looks like he's guarding the entrance to the VIP room. Hello, my name is Patricia. Could I ask you a few questions?
Yes.
Give drink. Here you go. I bought you a drink.
Thank you.
Samuel. I'm from Radio IDUN. I'm here to interview Samuel. Do you know where he is?
No.
Just no?
Yes.
Okay. Samuel. I'm from Radio IDUN. I'm here to interview Samuel. Do you know where he is?
No.
Just no?
Yes.
Okay. The club. Do you enjoy working here at the club?
Sure.
Nothing else?
No.
Goodbye. Thanks, I think. Victor the bartender. Hello again.
Yes?
Buy drink. Can I get a drink?
What are you having?
Cognac. Dry cognac. Cognac, please.
My pleasure.
Buy drink. Goodbye. Thank you so much, Victor. The door to the lounge. A lounge with books, a pool table, and expensive armchairs to relax in. He smells of alcohol. Hello, I'm Patricia from Radio IDUN. Would you mind answering a few questions?
From Radio IDUN. Why, yes. I'm Oscar Silverglands, and I would gladly answer your questions, if only my throat wasn't so dry.
Oscar Silverglands. Are you related to Samuel?
Sadly, he is my brother.
Give drink. Samuel. Give drink. Samuel. Regarding Samuel.
My throat is simply parched. If only I had a drink.
Give drink.
A fine cognac with such aromatic complexities. What was it you wanted to talk about?
Samuel. I'm looking for your brother Samuel. Do you know where he is?
Who did you say you were again?
Patricia from Radio IDUN. I'm here to interview him.
Oh, right, yeah. He mentioned something about that. Rather, he bragged about how he was going to be on the radio.
I can't find him. Do you know where he is?
Yes, would you like me to get him?
Yes, please. Unless it's too much of a bother.
Hold on. I'll call him for you. He'll be at the bar in a minute. If you don't get any good answers from that wretch, you could always ask him about our father's foundation.
Thank you. The club. Goodbye. The club. What do you think about the club?
Samuel started to renovate the place, and it's turned out rather nice, even if it doesn't listen to my suggestions.
He doesn't listen to you?
I am part owner, after all. All three of us are, you know. But Samuel has ruled with an iron fist ever since he inherited most of our father's fortune.
Didn't you receive an equal share?
No. Father handed most of it over to Samuel. Now Sylvie and I have to live on what our dear brother provides.
Goodbye. Thank you very much. A well-dressed woman playing pool. I didn't even know that kind of shot was possible. Hello, I'm Patricia. Do you have a minute?
You new here? The name's Veronica.
Yes, I'm here to do a story about the club. The club. What do you think about the club?
It's good enough to play pool in. Except for that fat, obnoxious man over in the corner who smells of cognac. Apparently, he's some kind of hotshot around here. At least it's what he tells anyone who cares to listen. Can't they throw him out so I can play pool in peace?
Oh, that's the brother of the owner, Oscar Silverglands.
How about that? I would never have guessed.
Goodbye. The club. Goodbye. Thank you very much. The door to the kitchen. I don't think it'll be appreciated if I snoop around where I don't belong. The door to the bar. Ah, Samuel is here. Now I can get my interview. Hello, I'm Patricia from Radio IDUN.
It's about time you showed up.
Interview. Do you have time for the interview now?
Yes, that's fine.
The restaurant. The club. The club. What can you tell me about the Duke Silverglands Club?
I started it 20 years ago.
You started it by yourself? I thought your siblings were part owners.
Just because a piece of paper says so doesn't mean they did anything. I built this club from the ground up.
The restaurant. And you'll soon be opening a new restaurant that'll be open to non-members as well. What's your view on the future?
I thought it was time to do something new, and the restaurant business is very lucrative.
So it's about money?
Don't put words in my mouth. You will cut that from the interview. I felt it was time to give something back to the community. My father was a very generous man, and so am I.
The family. Your father. The family. I talked to your brother earlier.
Don't listen to a word he says.
So...
That's enough about my brother.
Your father. I realize this is a touchy subject, but I think the listeners would want to hear about your father, who passed away last month. You inherited most of his fortune.
I don't hear a question.
I'm wondering how this affects the club and the new restaurant.
Plans for the development have been in place for a long time. With the inheritance, I was able to realize them. That's all I will say about my father.
This wasn't very interesting. Maybe I should ask him about the foundation. Can you tell us a little bit about your father's foundation?
I don't want to talk about that.
It'll be a better story, and it's something I think our listeners will want to hear about.
I don't think so.
Trust me, it'll be great.
All right, but keep it short.
Thank you. Can you tell me what kind of foundation it is?
If you haven't even bothered to find out yourself, I'm not gonna tell you.
No, I only thought it would sound better if you were the one telling the listeners about it instead of me.
Well, all right. My father created the Silverglands Foundation to help the less fortunate. It was something he cared deeply about.
Thank you. So, why was it that he gave all the money to you without providing something for the foundation?
That's not something I want to discuss. This was supposed to be about my restaurant, not my personal affairs. Your radio station's reputation seems very exaggerated since they said an amateur like you. This interview is over.
A sensitive subject, apparently. I can't leave this place without a real interview. Samuel didn't say much before he stormed off. There has to be someone around who can give me a good story. I guess I can snoop around a bit while I'm here. Richard had a member's card for the VIP room. I could start there. The lounge. The door to the kitchen. A reporter has to be willing to go where she is not welcome. A restaurant kitchen. I didn't know there were so many different kinds of pots and pans. Oh, there's an elevator as well. I wonder where it leads. A rather large chef. Hi, I'm Patricia. Do you have a moment?
A moment. We'll have to talk while I'm working.
The VIP room. Can you help me get into the VIP room?
Why would I do that? Can't you see I've got my hands full?
I'm from radio...
Quiet. I'm getting an order.
Give me a sirloin steak with red wine sauce.
I haven't got time to listen to the radio. I've got to get those orders ready for the VIP room. The waiter is ill today, and it's going to take me half the day to carry the food up all those stairs.
There's an elevator over there. Can't you use that?
You don't think I know about the elevator? Yes, it goes up to the VIP room, but the engine is busted. According to Mr. Silverglans, an engineer is on the way. He's been saying that for the last 3 weeks.
The VIP room. The club. What do you think about the club?
Yeah, it's really stressful. I don't understand how Mr. Silverglans expects me to cook for all the guests in the new restaurant, too. There's no way I can manage it by myself.
Goodbye. The club. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Some kind of speaking tube. There are voices coming through it. The service elevator to the VIP room. It's broken. Stairs to a basement. Maybe a food cellar? A dark basement. What are you doing here, Patricia? This must be the elevator engine the chef mentioned. Maybe I should try to fix it. Yes, all right. Let's see. I'll try the on button, and we'll see what happens. I guess not. It just spun around once and stopped. There are a few different buttons to press here. I wonder what they do. The engine is sputtering. It's not running with full power yet. It's gaining power. Almost there. 4. That's it. Yes! It's working. First Richard's safe, now an elevator engine. I'm really on a roll. The stairs to the kitchen. The service elevator. The chef will probably be very pleased when I tell him I fixed it. The chef. Hello. The elevator. I managed to fix the elevator.
I have to thank you. How in the blazes did you pull that off?
It was really technical, but I've picked up a few things over the years.
Well, if my hands weren't so sticky, I'd give you a big hug. How am I ever going to repay you?
Well, could I ride upstairs in the elevator and check out the VIP room?
Yes, of course.
The elevator. The club. Goodbye. Thank you very much. The service elevator. Should I go to the VIP room? Yes, here we go! I'm gonna do the interview of the decade with someone up there. I'm finally in the VIP room. They spared no expense decorating this place. A bearskin on the floor, silk curtains in the windows, and everyone is really dressed up. I hope I can get a good interview with someone here.
Absolutely. That's all I'll say about it. I don't like people around here.
An older woman fashionably dressed in a beautiful red dress. Hello, I'm Patricia. Do you have a moment?
Hello, Patricia. I'm Sylvia Silverglans.
Oh, really? Is Samuel your brother?
That is correct. But it's not something I normally advertise. What's on your mind?
About you. About you. Can you tell me more about yourself?
Well, these days there's not much more to say.
Oh. What do you mean?
I've worked with the Silverglans Foundation for most of my life. It's very interesting and satisfying work. But now I'm retired, apparently, so I mainly sit here, passing the time.
Oh my. About you. The club. What do you think about the club?
Why do you ask?
I'm from Radio IDUN, and I'm doing a story about the foundation. My interview with Samuel, it didn't go so well.
Well, in that case, this is more or less my prison.
Are they keeping you here against your will?
After Samuel inherited all of Father's fortune, I had no choice but to stay on his good side.
Oh, that sounds so dramatic. Do you mind if I do an interview with you?
Well, absolutely. I have a lot to say. When do you want to start?
Start now. All right. Well, let's start the interview.
What do you want to know?
More about the club. What can you tell me about the Duke Silverglans Club?
My brother Samuel opened it 20 years ago. He wanted to create a club that the richest of the rich would travel to from all over.
I can understand why you would like to be a member. It's a really beautiful and nice place.
Nice, as long as you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. The staff is mostly underpaid, repairs don't get done, and the members are starting to leave.
More about the club. The renovation. What's your view on the restoration?
Opening a restaurant to the public is just Samuel's strategy to avoid bankruptcy.
So where does the money come from?
From Father's inheritance. Money, I think, should be spent on better things than keeping this monstrosity going.
More about the club. The renovation. The foundation. The foundation. What can you tell me about the Silverglans Foundation?
Well, sadly, it's been forced to shut down. It was Father's jewel, but Samuel isn't interested in giving anything away. It's odd that Father gave it all to Samuel. I don't understand it.
So you're surprised with the distribution of the inheritance?
Yes. He was always so determined that the foundation would continue after his death. He and Samuel never saw eye to eye, and he hated this club. Too expensive, too snobby, and completely absurd, he would say. Laced with a little profanity, that is.
What do you think made him change his mind?
I don't believe anything could have made him change his mind about that. Samuel must have forced him in some way. But now my beloved father is dead, so there's nothing I can do.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
You there? What do you think you're doing?
It's okay. She's interviewing me.
You're not in charge here, Sylvia. Security! In here! Please escort this insolent girl out of here.
I can walk by myself.
Sorry, it's my job.
Well, at least I got one juicy interview. Back to the office for editing.
And now, over to a report on the exclusive Duke Silverglans Club, which is about to open a new restaurant for non-members.
Huh. She could have at least mentioned my name. What can you tell me about the Duke Silverglans Club?
The Duke Silverglans Club is my jewel and my passion. I want people to come here and forget about their troubles.
It's a really beautiful and nice place.
I'm extremely pleased to hear you say that.
What? That's not my interview. Those are my questions to Sylvia, but it's Samuel who's answering.
Chapter 3.
Something fishy is going on. First, Richard disappears, and then someone edits my segment. I'd better call the club and ask Sylvia if she knows what happened to the interview.
The Duke Silverglands Club? Victor speaking.
Hello, Victor. It's Patricia from Radio IDUN.
Hello. How may I help you?
I'd like to talk to Sylvia. Is she there?
Now's not a good time.
Why is that?
Samuel is furious with Sylvia and the whole staff. It's probably best if you don't come here ever again. Good luck.
What do you mean? I'm glad I called instead of walking over there. Someone edited my segment. But who? I'll check around the office and see if anyone knows anything. Carl's not here, but he'll probably be here shortly. To the lobby. Monica doesn't seem to be at her desk. The chief's office. Doesn't smell as much as cigars in here today. The chief has to know what happened to my broadcast. Hello. Do you have a minute?
Yes, come in. Yes, how may I help you?
My broadcast. What happened to it?
What do you mean? It aired. You should be pleased, no?
That wasn't my broadcast that went on the air.
Explain.
I interviewed Samuel, but it wasn't any good. Nothing he said to me was on that broadcast.
Patricia, you had one job. You were supposed to run a story about the club. You're telling me you didn't even manage to do that?
Yes. I talked to Sylvia Silverglands instead, and that was a lot more interesting. But someone must have edited my broadcast.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Those were my questions to Sylvia, but someone had edited in Samuel's answers.
Are you saying someone tampered with your interview?
I don't know.
I refuse to believe that anyone here would do such a thing.
Someone must have done it. If it wasn't someone from here, then who?
It's best that you leave it alone.
But...
Hey, no buts. Just let it go.
The club. The Silverglands Club opening a restaurant isn't much to report on, is it? Why did we run this story?
Down at your level, there's really no need for you to worry about politics. And you should be pleased about that.
Checks and balances?
That's good. You catch on quickly. I understand what Richard sees in you. Good.
So what did we get?
You got your first story. Be content with that.
Goodbye. The club. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
To the lobby. Richard's office. Stephanie seems to have occupied it. She seems to have made herself at home here. Hello, Stephanie.
You're Patricia, right?
Yep. You got a minute?
I can probably spare a few minutes. What do you want?
My broadcast. My broadcast?
Yes, about that. If you make changes, you have to tell me. I don't appreciate being surprised with things like this during a live broadcast.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It wasn't me that edited it.
Oh, really?
The interview. I interviewed Sylvia Silverglands, not that idiot Samuel.
That's the one I heard yesterday. You've still got a lot to learn, but for a beginner, it wasn't bad.
Thanks.
Don't let that go to your head now.
No, absolutely not.
Good. Anything else?
The interview. Changes. Who edited my broadcast?
It wasn't me, that's for sure.
Of course not. But someone did.
Don't give me any vague accusations.
I didn't mean to.
It's your responsibility to make sure that your material is fit to broadcast.
But...
No buts. I don't want to hear another word about this.
Enough about changes. Enough about the broadcast. Thanks.
Was there something else you wanted?
Richard's office. Richard's office. Why are you in Richard's office?
He wasn't using it, so why should it stay empty?
He's only been missing a few days.
How does my using his office change anything? He's still missing.
A bit disrespectful, don't you think?
Isn't it a bit disrespectful of him not to let anyone use such a nice office?
You're twisting my words.
I am?
Goodbye. Richard's office. Goodbye. Goodbye. Richard's noteboard. Stephanie probably doesn't know about the safe. To the lobby. Carl's and my office. To the lobby. The newsroom. No live broadcast I can interrupt this time. Monica is down here reading. No one is in the booth right now. Imagine doing a live broadcast from there. Maybe one day. There's a note on the power switch. Don't touch during broadcast. Oops. Hello, Monica. Are you on a break?
Yeah, I sit down here sometimes when we're not on the air. Nice and quiet. What's on your mind?
My broadcast. Something was wrong with my broadcast.
Really? I thought it sounded great.
It had been edited after I handed it in last night. Someone changed all the responses.
What? But that's terrible.
Workflow. The interview. The interview. My questions were to Sylvia Silverglands, not Samuel.
Well, that's just terrible. Who would do that?
I don't know. The interview. Workflow. The interview. My questions were to Sylvia Silverglands, not Samuel.
Well, that's just terrible. Who would do that?
I don't know. Workflow. How can something like this happen?
I don't know. You gave me the tape yesterday and I handed it to Carl so he could work his magic with the audio. I know Chief listened to it. I think he was curious about your first story.
Oh. I didn't know he listened to our work.
Oh, yeah. He makes sure that everything is of the highest quality. He can be difficult to read sometimes, but I thought he seemed pleased. Now, Stephanie always listens to the material the day before it goes on the air. Then we put it down here until it's time to broadcast it.
So it could have been more or less anyone?
Yeah, I guess so.
Enough about workflow. Enough about thanks.
Was there anything else you wanted, huh?
Goodbye. My broadcast. Goodbye. See you later, Monica. To the lobby. Carl!
Hello, Patricia. Congratulations on your first story.
Someone had edited it.
What? It sounded great yesterday when I mixed it.
There's something fishy about that place. Richard was a member there. Maybe he discovered something, and that's why he's missing.
We haven't had time to fix that tape you found. Do you think there's something on it?
There's only one way to find out.
Come to our office and we can examine the tape.
Carl's and my office.
Hello, Patricia. Are you ready to go to work on the tape?
Yes, let's do this.
I've started to clean it up, but you might as well learn how to do it. I have a built-in function on my tape recorder that can help you. You just have to drag right or left across the wheel to clean up the sound. Keep looking until you get a clear sound.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
No. What?
A tiny click right before he says, "My son, Samuel."
I, Alan Silverglands, hereby give my entire fortune to my son, Samuel.
Yes, I hear it now.
Someone has edited the will.
Who could do that?
I could have, but I wouldn't leave such a clear sign that I had tampered with it.
A clear sign? I didn't hear it until you pointed it out to me.
A layman would probably not notice, but I've been working with audio since I was a child. There's no doubt that the will has been tampered with.
It says the Brandenburg Law Firm on the box. We should head over there and take a look.
Yes, absolutely. Could be the scoop of the year. But we can't just leave work. Meet you there tonight?
Yes, let's do that. The Brandenburg Law Firm building. Let's see what we can dig up. There's a cat up there by an open window, enjoying the evening air. It might be a way into the law firm, but I'm unable to reach it. A pile of empty fruit boxes. Should I bring one with me? Yes. I don't know why I'm picking this up. It might come in handy, I guess. A dark alley. I suppose it leads to the back of the house. Huh. It's dark here. Just one lamp lit. Maybe I can get into the law firm from here. The entrance to the law firm. Should I ring the bell? Yes. No answer. And the door is locked. A garbage dumpster. What do I do with it? Rummage. Close. There. The dumpster is closed. A window that should lead inside the law firm. Someone is talking on the phone up there. The window is too high up. I need to get closer if I want to hear what he's saying. The garbage dumpster. Rummage. Open. Do nothing. Use box. Well, I've managed to put a box on top of a dumpster. That's one thing off the bucket list. The window. A box on top of a dumpster is very useful. You can, for instance, stand on top of it while you eavesdrop on a shady lawyer while he's on the phone. Should I climb up to the window? Yes. This should be exciting.
She has no proof.
That's the creepy guy from the VIP room at the club. Was that lawyer Brandenburg?
Yes, but take it easy. That reporter doesn't know anything. Richard edited her broadcast. No one will ever hear the original.
Richard.
Okay, we'll destroy the tape tonight. I still think you're overreacting. I'll be there as soon as I can. I just need to take care of something first.
Oh my. I'd better find that tape before they destroy it. Carl's not here, so I have to do it myself. I didn't expect a slimeball lawyer to have such a nice little office. No time to enjoy the scenery, Patricia. He could be back any moment. If I was some kind of evidence, where would I hide? A safe. That seems promising. I've got my contact mic. Could we make it 3-0 for Patricia versus Locks today? Should I try to open it? Yes. Okay. The locking mechanism looks like the one on Richard's safe. I can do this. Wait. No!
Chapter 4.
Oh, my head. What happened? Where am I? It's so dark. Ouch! I'm locked in! Help! Is someone there? I probably shouldn't have done that. If they hear me, they might knock me out again. A basement? Hang on! This is the club's basement! The cabinet I was locked up in. I don't want to go back in there again. The stairs to the kitchen. The kitchen. It's dark and empty. It must be the middle of the night. God, I was probably knocked out for hours. The service elevator. I don't dare use that now. What if they're waiting for me up there? The speaking tube. There are voices coming from it.
Why did you drag her here?
Me? You were the one who had to talk on the radio.
Cut it out. We need to solve this. What are we going to do with her?
No one was supposed to get hurt. A bit late to go soft, don't you think, Richard? Where do you think the money would have gone if we hadn't changed the will? To that blasted foundation.
I need some air.
You're not going anywhere.
Never mind. He'll be back. He knows he's just as involved in this as we are.
Put that tape away. I get nervous just by looking at it. We need to destroy it. The sooner, the better.
We should wait. It could be good to have it. Just calm down. Don't do anything rash now.
Richard, what are you doing with these slime balls? At least Samuel and the lawyer are in the VIP room. It sounds like they brought the tape with them, but haven't destroyed it yet. Samuel sounds angry and desperate. The tape might get destroyed soon. I need to find a way to get them out of the VIP room so I can get to the tape. The door to the lounge. Oh, it's very dark and quiet without any people here. Feels very eerie and lonely. A pool cue. Should I take it with me? Yes. If I run into that lawyer again, I just might be able to get some payback. An open window. It looks like it's getting light outside. I could escape, but I need to get my hands on that will. It's my only shot at clearing up this mess. The door to the bar. The bar. Lights are out and not a soul here. The VIP room. Samuel and the lawyer are inside. Should I try to lock them in with the pool cue? Yes, quietly and carefully so they don't hear me. There we go. Now the elevator is their only way out. The door to the lounge. The door to the kitchen. The speaking tube. Should I try to get their attention? Yes, all right. Now let's try to get them into the elevator.
Hey there, creeps! You'll have to do better than that if you want to keep me locked up!
Quickly! We can't let her get away!
What the? The door to the bar is locked!
The elevator!
The elevator is coming down. I better hurry. The basement stairs. The elevator engine. Time to put my newfound knowledge on elevator engines to use. Like the rats they are, they walked right into my trap. To the kitchen. Samuel and the lawyer are stuck in the elevator.
In here! You won't get away with this!
The lounge.
In here!
To the bar. The VIP room. With the bad guys locked up in the elevator, the coast should be clear. All right, the crooks are out of the way. Now let's see if we can find some evidence. A tape recorder. There's already a tape in it. Could I be so lucky?
I, Alan Silverglands, hereby give my entire fortune to the Silverglands Foundation. My personal property and estates go to my children, Oscar and Sylvia. My son, Samuel, receives nothing.
Wow. I don't need to hear any more to know what that means for Samuel and his accomplices. I'd better take the tape and...
So, what are we going to... Patricia?
Richard!
Come quickly. You need to get out of here before they realize you've escaped.
You can relax. They're stuck in the elevator.
I'm so sorry, Patricia.
What really happened?
It's a long story.
Richard's involvement. How are you involved in this?
I had no choice. Somehow Samuel knew I had taken money to make some flattering stories a few years ago. If I hadn't done what he wanted, he would have told Chief.
So you continued to do the wrong thing? Two wrongs make a right? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. No one was supposed to get hurt.
Well, what about the foundation? You don't think everyone depending on it is harmed by this?
I don't know what to say.
Richard's involved. The disappearance. Why did you just disappear? I was really worried. We all were.
Samuel and his cronies picked me up the other night. They were afraid I would tell the police about what we've done.
They picked you up? Were you kidnapped?
Not really.
I don't understand. Why didn't you just leave?
Where would I go? I'm just as involved in this as they are.
You could have talked to me.
I know you. You would have started to snoop around and they would have discovered it. Samuel isn't really the forgiving type.
Richard's involvement. The disappearance. My broadcast. So it was you who edited my segment.
Yes, that was me. I'm so sorry.
Sorry isn't good enough.
Look, Samuel was furious after you'd spoken to Sylvia. I was afraid he was going to do something stupid, so I told him I could edit the tape.
The police are here.
I guess it's time to take responsibility for my actions. What do you think? Prison for life?
Richard.
It's up to you what happens next. I'm just glad you're not hurt.
Help Richard. I might regret this. Leave before the police arrive.
Thank you.
Welcome, dear listeners. Today we bring you an exclusive story. Our young reporter, Patricia, has uncovered foul play regarding the will of the deceased businessman, Alan Silverglans. Patricia, can you tell us what has happened?
Thank you, Stephanie. It was a team effort. As you may have read in the newspapers, Samuel Silverglans inherited his father's fortune. But it turns out that he, with the aid of the Brandenburg law firm, manipulated his father's will. The money should have gone to the Silverglans Foundation to help the less fortunate in our community. We're all pleased that the theft was discovered. You will hear more of this story as it develops, and as we and the police uncover more details.
Hello?
Hello, it's Patricia. How are you?
Awful. I still don't understand why you didn't say something about my involvement.
You're my friend, so I chose to give you a second chance. But never do anything like that again.
I promise.
So, what are you gonna do now?
I'll hand in my resignation tomorrow. Samuel and Brandenburg won't keep quiet about my part in this. I'm moving out of the country to start over someplace else.
Okay. Take care of yourself.
You too.
You have played Frequency Missing. In the cast, you have heard Chelsea Spirito, Joe Thomas, Jay Preston, Ahmed Abu Daf, Aaron Trimble, Michael Schwalbe, Ellen Dubin, Lisa Holloway-Attaway, Andy Barnett, Todd Habercorn, Joe Zija, Jared Martzell, Tammy Ryan, Layla Burzens, Andrea Gibson, Jean-Francois Donaldson. The game was created by Per Anders Östblad, Linus Nordgren, Aslan Tursic, Henrik Engström, Marcus Landen, Jenny Brusk, Carl Fogel, Joel Sandberg, Emil Bergqvist, Timmy Meadham, Ulf Wilhelmsson, Michael Schwalbe, Adrian Kuzminski, and others.